All right, let's call this meeting to order. And then we will go to number 2, and that is election of a chairperson. Is there a nomination?
Make sure it's unlocked.
I nominate Angie Moorhurst to be chairperson.
Second.
Don't need a second. Thank you, Bill. Every year we are told that it's an odd thing, but thank you. So with that, is there a motion to close nominations and elect myself as the chairperson for the Viroqua Area Schools 21-22 annual meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Introduction of the parliamentarian, Lloyd Hardy. Lloyd is here. Lloyd here. Thank you, Lloyd, for coming. Designate the district clerk to keep official minutes. Robert, are you okay doing that?
Yeah. Yes, help.
Thank you, Bo. The reports. Let's start with the treasurer's report.
Okay. Treasurer's report, September 19, 2022. Total district receipts of $19,756,155, which consists of local property taxes, $5,519,715, state sources, $9,271,780, federal sources, $3,246,854, other sources, $1,717,806. Total district expenditures of $19,429,23, consisting of salaries and benefits, $12,965,276. Purchased services, $2,941,499. Supplies and capital objects, $2,440,059. Debt service, $738,589. Other sources, $335,500.
Thank you for that report. We appreciate it very much. The next item is the clerk's report. Robert?
Beth has provided me with lots of information here, so I'll try to do it. But we have approved some job descriptions for the community engagement specialist and early learning center director. We had retirements of Mary Kate Mullins, teacher for 21 years, Linda Dragmany, a para for 12 years, Mary Erickson Hare, a teacher for 26 years, Larry Colden, teacher for 5, Betty Lynn, custodian for 16, Kathy London, aide for 18, Tammy Maston, a teacher for 29 years, Janelle Oldham, a teacher for 32 years, Terry Olson, building and ground supervisor for a short time of 35 years, John Schneider, middle school principal, 19 years, and Brad through band and a teacher for 25 years. Scholarships in the amount of $140,000 were presented to the class in 2022. We have some new college scholarships came in. Dwayne and Huff Memorial, Century 21 affiliated, Tyler and Katie Deaver Music, Rod and Sherry Getter Memorial, Broomwell Healthcare, STEM Scholar Athlete, and John and Grace Dyson. So we thank those folks for the scholarships. Donations, the board was pleased to accept approximately $23,750 in donations during the 21-22 school year. And again, the Viroqua community continues to provide additional support to our students through contributions from clubs, parent organizations, local businesses, and individuals. As a board, we'd like to express our thanks and appreciation for this generosity and the support of our students and our program, along with our staff. Maintenance projects during the 2021-22 school budget year, we're able to invest in year 2 of our accelerated bus purchasing program. They're purchasing 5 new buses. Some of the other large projects completed during the 21-22 school year included purchase of brand new band uniforms, track resurfacing, security upgrades, library shelving, tree trimming, elementary school flooring, boilers and hot water heaters, air duct cleaning. We also have a hydroponic greenhouse foundation that's been recently poured and has water and electricity to it. And now the construction class will finish the rest of the building this semester. The for our food service and to provide vegetables and leafy greens for our food service. Bigley Pool, the district was able to come to an agreement with La Crosse Area YMCA for the operation of the pool beginning in the spring of 22. This partnership with YMCA has resulted in increased utilization of the pool by our community during the summer, along with planned operations throughout the winter months. At last year's annual meeting, the Early Learning Center building was approved for purchase, which is the former Fairhaven property out by the Wild West grounds. The property, when properly remodeled, will be used to help the district increase the available child care opportunities in our community and probably increase our enrollment. ESSER funds. The district to continue to utilize our ESSER funding to help respond to the pandemic and its effects on students and our community. The Viroqua School District is awarded $5,371,212 of additional funding to expend from the start of the pandemic through September 30th of 2026. During the 21-22 school year, the district expanded their supplemental instruction systems, improved cleaning procedures and processes, and made significant capital expenditures to our air handling systems. Also during the 21-22 school year, the district engaged in the facilities planning process with HSR Associates and Myron Construction. The district engaged the community in this process through multiple meetings, through a community survey in May, and the board held several workshops to discuss the next steps and prioritize the facility needs of the district. In August, the board passed a resolution providing for a referendum election on the questions of the approval of initial resolutions authorizing the issuance of general obligation bonds in the amount not to exceed $20,500,000. There will be two questions on the November, is it 8th or 9th? 8th ballot, and 22. First question is, shall the Viroqua School District, Vernon and Crawford Counties, Wisconsin be authorized to issue pursuant to Chapter 67 of Wisconsin statutes, general obligation bonds in the amount not to exceed $17 million for the public purpose of paying the cost of a school building and facility improvement project consisting of construction of additions for secure entrances at the elementary and middle and high schools, and classrooms at the middle and high school, district-wide renovations, building infrastructure, accessibility, safety, technical education, and site improvements, and acquisition of furnitures and fixtures and equipment. That would be question one. The second question, shall the Viroqua Area School District, Vernon and Crawford Counties, Wisconsin be authorized to issue pursuant to Chapter 67 of Wisconsin statutes, general obligation bonds in the amount not to exceed $3,500,000 for the public purpose of paying the cost of construction and equipping a technical education expansion at the middle and high school. Just for your information, the board will only move forward with question 2 if both questions are approved. And there's more information about the referendum found at the school's website, which is www.viroquaareaschools.com. Our new administrator for the middle school, Stephen Christensen, was hired on July 1, 2022. Board information, 21-22 Student Board of Education representatives were Viroqua High School seniors, Alyssa Arch, Cammy Lear, Camden Oliver, and Maddie Porter. Thank you for their service on this on the board. Workshop topics, academic achievement data, board calendar, board development training, annual board development validation, and facilities planning were also part of our workshops. In April, Angie Lawrence and Maureen App were re-elected as board members. The visioning process, which is a community conversation event, will be held on November 1 through 12th. Board member charter reps for Laurel High School include our Vicky Kappa and for VAM's Kim Little. That concludes the long clerk's report.
Thank you, Robert. The next item is 3C, which is our district administrator's report. Tom Burkhalter.
All right, so mine's not going to be quite that long. I apologize, Robert, but no, you did a very nice job. I'm not sure. Yeah, didn't even take a breath. I don't think. Okay. All right. Obviously, 21-22 was again an interesting school year based upon us for the second year in a row going through the COVID-19 pandemic. As we go through that, as we went through that, I just want to give a huge shout out to every person that works for the district. Every staff member worked so hard in order to support our children and our students here. And they did an outstanding job yet again under the most difficult of circumstances. We really do look forward, to this school year. It's going to present us with other challenges, but not, hopefully not to the level that we've been experiencing with the pandemic. As we're going through, we have a focus from the board's perspective and from the administrative perspective to truly engage in a continuous improvement process. That process has led us through quite a bit. And with that, we really want to make those data-informed decisions in order to implement and develop and implement a district-wide plan that also leads to school-level planning. So part of that is the board walking through our data workshops. The other part is each building engaging in that process as well and starting what we're calling Collab Teams, which is another word for guiding coalition or leadership team to enable more people at the table when looking at data and making decisions for our district. And so those that will be teacher leaders making those building level decisions with our administrators, which we have not done in this type of format before. Usually with leadership teams, it's a piece where it's just it's different. You're elected or put on a leadership team and you're not given necessarily training on how to do that. This is a group of leaders that's going to learn and grow together with our administrative team. We're really excited about that. The district goal, the Board of Education district goals for 21-22. The district will implement the 5-year comprehensive business plan to meet the current and future needs of our students and our community in responsible and effective ways. And the board will make decisions based on the development of the whole child, academic, physical, and social emotional. We lived those goals through a variety of priorities last year, of which you guys have engaged in a different process for this upcoming year. But those included enhancing public trust, transparent leadership, engaging the community in providing opportunities to participate in long-range district planning, safety, wellness, and equity being top priorities for all students, staff, and the community, and providing a high-quality education. And again, that's by meeting the needs of the whole child. While we're working together for this year, every priority will also have action steps, and the board is working through the question that I give them most often, which is, what does success look like when we're making these statements? And so again, it's a work in progress that we will continue that work as the school year goes on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you all for the great work that's taking place or has taken place and will continue to take place. Item 4 is the next topic. It's minutes of September 20th, 2021 from the 2021 annual meeting.
They're on pages, what, 9 and 10?
We're on 5.
Yeah,
Yes,
but the
yes,
minutes,
yes. I need a motion just on.
I would move that they be approved as read.
Great. Is there a second?
Second.
All in the whole group here can speak or should be speaking.
Yep.
All in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. The next item is item number 5, and that is the presentation of the proposed budget and other post-employment benefits trust annual report. Mike Brendel, are you going to report on that?
Yep, I am. So we'll present the budget that begins on page 18 of your booklet if you have it. And we'll start with the general fund. The general fund budget for 22-23 shows a beginning fund balance of $4,848,675. And we are projecting a $250,000 decrease using some fund balance in the 22-23 school year for some larger projects ending at $4,598,675.11. Total revenues in the general fund budgeted at $15,209,391. made up of 4,141,924 of local sources, which primarily consists of property taxes and mobile home taxes of 4,125,924. Transit of aids from other school districts, basically the open enrollment revenue from other districts, 876,221. State revenues of 8,716,491, which includes 7,513,086 of general property tax or property aid, general aid, 270,830 of AGR aid, and $815,575 of per pupil aid outside of the revenue limits. Federal revenues budgeted so far, 1,265,084. This includes 842,255 of special project grants, of which about 520,000 of that is ESSER funds, and 372,829 of Title I funding. Under the other financing sources uses, 200,000, which would be the sale of the buses that we traded in back in July of this year of 2022. And again, total revenue is 15,209,391. Total expenditures budgeted 15,459,391. Instruction costs 7,683,516. Support services 5,072,320. Interfund transfers consisting primarily of transfer to the Fund 27 of 1,451,482, and instructional service payments of $1,252,073, which includes open enrollment expenditures of 968,000 budgeted, and an estimated $248,520 going to the voucher program to non-Wisconsin school districts. Special project funds, funds 21, 23, and 29 are utilized by the Viroqua School District for their student activity and some scholarship funds. We really don't budget there is no tax levy or anything allowed to be budgeted in there. And so right now we're budgeting just $25,000 of revenues and $25,000 of expenses. Special Education Fund, Fund 27. Total revenues budgeted $2,529,675. Primarily that is a good share from the general fund of $1,309,238 of transfer from the general fund. $602,376 of state categorical aid, and then federal funding of $610,061, which is made up of IDEA funding of $495,000 and Medicaid funding of $115,000 budgeted so far. Total expenditures in the Special Education Fund, $2,529,675. Debt Service Fund, total revenues $825,689. Total expenditures $674,425, leaving an increase in fund balance to $1,147,272.46. Indebtedness at the end of the year is $1,200,000, which includes $1,100,000 of debt outstanding on the bonds issued to finance the remodel of the high school, and then $100,000 of anticipated debt remaining on the Fairhaven project at the end of the next fiscal year. Capital projects funds, we haven't budgeted anything in those funds. Food Service Fund, Fund 50, total revenues of $750,000 anticipated, total expenditures $824,936, using some fund balance as that has grown in the last few years, the fund balance has, and we will be utilizing some of that in the construction of the greenhouse, as we said. Community Service Fund, Fund 80, total revenues $425,000. Total expenditures, $379,100. That community service fund will represent both the operation of the Bigley Pool with the YMCA's contract and anticipated expenditures at the Early Learning Center. Package cooperative funds, which primarily for the Viroqua School District are the co-ops that we have both for Better Futures and the athletics, our athletic co-ops. By definition, they also too have to net to zero, and the total revenues anticipated for those are $142,244 and expenditures of $142,244. Just if I could just take a second. The proposed tax levy in the total school levy for the 21-22 school year was $5,495,519. This year's right now, as we are until the final aid certification comes in October. But with what we're projecting right now, we're at $5,219,813, a decrease of $275,706. This consists of a tax levy in the general fund of $4,098,924, referendum approved debt service fund of $715,889, non-referendum debt service fund of $105,000, and community service fund levy of $300,000. The equalized value in the 21-22 school year was $682,215,782, resulting in a mill rate of $8.06. Using that same equalized value, we are projecting that mill rate to go down to $7.65. We do know that our equalized value will be going up when it gets finalized. The projected numbers that we have been shared is in that 13 to 14% increase range, which would significantly change the mill rate. But for the presentation today, we elected to show it as equalized values so that we could see what the mill rate is based on the prior year. The next few charts are, kind of visually help describe where, the revenues and the expenditures come from. As you can tell, a great share, 49% of our general fund revenues is from the state equalization aid. When you combine that with the property and mobile home taxes of $4,125,924, we're looking at about 76% of our total revenues. Expenditures, again, $15,459,391 on a budgeted basis, and we have fringe benefits and salaries accounting for 66% of that total. The September membership did, we are seeing a downtrend. I don't think we're alone in this. In what we've heard from other school districts and other consultants, most area school districts, and really, as one person said today, throughout the nation, school districts are seeing smaller numbers. But as you can see, our enrollment is projected to decrease another 17 students this year. State equalization aid. Visually, you can see that our shared costs have continued to increase, and really that 22-23 school year increase is represents an increase in our shared costs compared to the previous year, which results in more aid. And then you have your property tax mill rate, from 1035 back in the 2014-15 school year to 765 projected for the 22-23. And as I said, that number will be significantly lower. This is also using the valuations from the previous year. Then we have the other post-employment benefit OPEB trust annual report. This is a requirement of having the Fund 73. The value at the beginning of the year was $2,052,566. We did not make any net contributions into the trust for this year. Our budget was set with zero contributions or zero amount being pulled out of it. And so what you're basically seeing the value going down, that should say June 30th, 2022. Apologize for that. But the total plan assets going down to 1,776,139 represents a decrease in the market from pretty much the peak during July 1st of last year was a pretty high peak. And then June 30th is obviously, as we all know, the market has been down most of the summer. We're still up, over 220,000 more than what we had put in through earnings and reinvestments. But as you can see, we did lose some funds on that. And so we'll just continue to monitor it. We're in a very conservative funding mechanism, I guess you would call it. And it's reviewed every 3 months through the OPEB trust with CISA 6. So that's my presentation on the budget.
Thank you, Mike. The next item is the hearing on the proposed budget. Are there any questions of anyone for the administrator, Mike or to Tom, about the proposed budget? Going once, going twice?
Mike,
Go ahead.
you mentioned the equalized value going up. Is that across the district or is it more within the city, or who's going to get hammered the worst, I guess?
Yeah, that's a good question, Robert. And where I am sitting today, I have, normally in this meeting, I don't have access to where, my computers and everything. So I wouldn't have been ready for you. But I do have access. And, the city of Viroqua is real close to that percentage increase that I mentioned, that 13-14%. That there are some rather large increases as a percentage, but they're some of our smaller districts. So they don't, but all of them are in as I'm just looking at it right now, because I've got it by district. They're, so the town of Sterling, 4.5% increase. Town of Viroqua, 9.6, but the city of Viroqua, 13.4. Town of Jefferson, 15.7, and the town of Harmony, 22%. So as I'm just showing you there, it is across, it is, but because Viroqua is such a large percent of our total, that's the one that is reflected obviously in the total amount the most.
Thanks, Mike.
Yep.
Thank you, Robert. Anyone else have any questions? Okay, with that, we will move on to item 9, which is the adoption of the proposed tax levy. Is there a motion?
Number 7.
Oh, adoption of the proposed tax levy.
Yeah.
Oh, did I say 9?
Yep.
I apologize. I'm just sleeping ahead. Item 7, adoption of the proposed tax levy. Is there a motion to approve the resolution to authorize the Board of Education to establish the tax levy up to the full amount allowed under the state imposed revenue limits as is necessary to support the district? Is there a motion to that?
Also, second.
Second? Any discussion? With that, all in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. The next item is number 8, new business, to set salaries for the school board members. Is there someone within the community that would like to make the motion?
I move to set salaries as printed.
Awesome. So as printed, you would mean the proposed motion? I just want clarification because there's a couple ones printed.
as printed in the proposed motion, with the president receiving $2,020, vice president $1,600, clerk $1,900, treasurer $1,780, and members $1,600.
Thank you for your clarification. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right. Any discussion? All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The next item is B, authorization of board members' expenses. Is there a motion that the Board of Education members should be paid actual and necessary expenses when traveling in the performance of duties as board members, and reimbursement for any actual loss of earnings not to exceed $75 per day when required by his or her duties as a board member to be absent from his or her regular employment? Is there a motion? Is there a person?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The next item is set the annual meeting date to authorize the board to set the 2020.
Surplus property.
I'm
See.
still trying to go ahead.
Yeah.
Trying to make up for the clerk's report.
School property. Is there a motion that the Board of Education be authorized to sell any property belonging to and not needed by the school district? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Now we'll go to D. The annual meeting date, or authorize the board to set the 2022-23 annual meeting date. Is there a motion that the Board of Education be authorized to set the annual meeting date for the 2022-23 calendar year? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Who is that?
Jason?
Thank you.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Other new business that the electors are explicitly authorized by law to address during the annual school district meeting. Anything? Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all for attending.